rolled about 4 feet and landed right at the shoe of an opposing player, who proceeded to kick it right back out of bounds. Circle of life. Claire's phone buzzed again.
This coffee is good.
Her eyes narrowed. She had forgotten her travel mug on the counter in their rush out the door. You better save me some. She received the winking eye emoji in return. He would save her some, no doubt about that. Jack, a headmaster at an all-boys private school just outside Seattle, was the husband who got up and made the coffee, brought it to her in bed every morning because she was not a morning person and the aroma of the fancy shit he brewed was enough to get her stirring. He brewed it, dressed it up just the way she liked it, 2 sugars and a splash of creamer, brought it to their bedroom. How lovely it would be to sit up in bed and lazily enjoy her coffee, but he drove a hard bargain. The deal was that she couldn't have a sip until both her feet were on the floor. It wasn't a bad deal. It was, in fact, an excellent deal she had ended up with, and so it always flummoxed her to become hyper-aware of the locket hanging from her neck at the very moment she counted her blessings and good fortune. Even now, her hand had drifted to the hollow of her throat, tracing the outline of the necklace held snugly in place by her sweatshirt. The locket had a funny way of doing that. She could take it off and close that door forever, but that didn't seem right.
Big game tonight,
she heard someone say. She glanced to her right. Another parent, maybe Clementine's father, she could never keep all the names straight, was pointing at the cap on her head. They were already 6 weeks into the season, but she had barely gotten to know any of the other parents. They seemed nice enough, but there was just never enough time to establish a real connection with these people, so why bother? It was a little depressing, to be honest, to know you were at that stage of life where you didn't want to meet anyone new. There just wasn't enough time. "Oh, right, the game," Claire said. The University of Washington was playing host to its rival, the Oregon Ducks, that night under the lights. Claire didn't care for football, but Jack was a die-hard Ducks fan, having earned his bachelor's and master's degrees there.
If we can win this one, we're in the driver's seat for the Pac-12 title,
said the man. "I'm sorry, what was your name again?" Claire said.
Jason,
he said.
I'm Clementine's dad.
Claire, she repeated. The twins.
Nice to meet you. Miranda is quite the spitfire.
Thank you, Claire said.
So what year did you graduate?
Actually, I'm a professor there, Claire said.
Oh, what do you teach?
Astrobiology, she said.
What's that?
It's the study of the origin and evolution of life, both here on Earth and elsewhere, she said, awaiting the inevitable reaction to her canned response. People meant well when they learned what her field of study was, and there really was intellectual curiosity percolating. All good things. But it always came back to the same thing.
You mean like aliens?
She smiled. Haven't found any yet.
You think there are?
I do, she said, and she meant it. The universe is simply too big for us to be the only life form. We've just started to scratch the surface of what there is to know.
Wow,
came the reply. That being said, I think there's a good chance we never find it.
Why?
Same reason. Because the universe is so big.
Then why study it?
Someone needs to set the table, she said. Future scientists will make breakthroughs, but they need something to build on.
Be pretty cool if we did,
he said. Yeah, Claire said, with an eye toward agreeability. She still wasn't sure she ever wanted to make contact. She didn't know if the Jasons of the world could handle it because she wasn't even sure that the Claires of the world could handle it.
Well, good luck,
Jason said, as though she had signed up to run a half marathon rather than devote her life to perhaps the most important scientific work in human history. Thanks, she said, and the conversation fizzled out. A ripple of depression. Interest in her work, in the sciences generally, in what made it all go, was often shallow, unless, of course, the alien thing came up.